Warren Buffett first started buying the stock in Q3 2020, not too long ago, and proceeded to increase his share count by 20% in Q4 2020, according to his latest 13F filing. This gives his position in the stock a total value of $2.77 billion, and this may seem small for what Berkshire Hathaway is actually worth today, or Warren Buffett is worth today. But the pace at which Berkshire and Buffett are adding shares in the stock and building up this position tells me that they're finding good value here, and there could be a lot more to go. Another well-known investor, Ray Dalio, is also buying up some shares, although at a much smaller scale than Buffett. And then there's me, some random guy here on YouTube, a tiny ant investor compared to these other legends. But I also own the stock, and I actually started buying the stock back in 2019, and I made a bunch of videos on this when I was buying in. It's a dividend stock, it has a pretty impressive yield, and I believe it's still undervalued today. But when I bought the stock, it was like dirt cheap, kind of a no-brainer investment. But still, today, it's still not a bad value. And I'm gonna show you guys some numbers that are gonna blow your mind as to what this company is actually doing right now and what numbers they produce, and it's actually pretty good. ABBV is the stock, ticker symbol ABBV, and it seems analysts are also looking pretty bullish on this here with a 15% upside target. So there you go, that's the name of the stock, and I hope you stick around for the rest of the video. But if not, I just ask you to smash the like button before you leave. I truly do appreciate it. But now for those of you that are sticking around, let's talk a little bit more about this and kind of figure out why this may still be a good buy today. So here's the thing, when it comes to Warren Buffett, his investing style is typically buy great businesses when they're undervalued and just hold them. As long as the business keeps producing, this business is still strong, fundamentals are still good, there's no reason to sell. And I think ABBV is a perfect stock here for Buffett. They currently have a starting yield nearly 5%, so how could he not consider this stock? It's just too appealing for him to not only gain some good capital appreciation, which could probably double his money in a few years, but he also gets a 5% yield, which on a few $billion is a lot of money. So I've been kind of on board with this story for a couple of years now, and I think Buffett agrees with me on this, and he thinks that ABBV still has a long way to go to prove itself out. It's a well-established business, but they did have a merger with Allergan, and that's kind of, caused a little bit of questions and doubt with some investors, but I took it as a buying opportunity, guys. I was like, this is a no-brainer stock to own, and now we're starting to see the fruits of this merger. So here's my position in ABBV. I have a cost basis just shy of $80 per share, and I've been buying it in the mid-60s all the way up to my highest tranche being at around $90 per share. This has resulted in a profit of over 35% in this stable name, all while earning some pretty nice dividends from this because I was buying it when it was near that amazing 6% yield. So yeah, I really like this one. And here's the thing, even though ABBV is a $190 billion business today, I think this still has room to grow. So personally, I don't think it's too late to consider a position here. This year in 2020, they expect to grow 20% due to their recent merger. And next year, that'll stabilize to around a 6.5% growth, which is still good considering you get a strong dividend for holding this stock as well. So there's a few big reasons why I like ABBV, and I want to share that perspective with you, which may actually get you to think a little bit outside the box here, think a little bit away from the typical stocks we talk about, and consider stocks like ABBV because it may round out your portfolio. Let me explain. The first reason why I think ABBV is a great stock to own is because it's still growing. As we saw this year, 20% or so. Next year, 6 to 7%. I think they're probably going to get closer to 10%. I think this is still a very good stock that has a long runway ahead. Their growth days are not over, and even if they keep steadily growing just a few percent per year, it's more than enough to sustain that dividend and keep paying out shareholders for backing up and investing in this business. The other reason I really like this stock, guys, is because it helps balance out and diversify my portfolio. I have a very high focus on tech companies because that's in my circle of competence. Those are ones that I understand the best. And I own tech companies that are more safe and stable, and also tech companies that are more high growth, volatile, and somewhat risky. ABBV is one of these companies that's not tech related. It's a healthcare stock. It provides stability, it provides dividends, and it's just one of those consistent performers that I can just buy, set and forget, and just let it do its thing in my portfolio. And clearly so far, in just less than 2 years, it's done quite well for me. Now, the third and biggest reason why I love this stock is because I still think it's undervalued. Check this out, we are at prices back to where we were at actually in 2017, yet the revenues have nearly doubled thanks to the merger that we discussed before with this new combined business. And when you look at a high level, you see, gross margins are down, net income is down, so yeah, I guess it's justified. However, if we look at their free cash flow, it has absolutely exploded, going from 9.4 billion to 16.7 billion in the same time period. What this tells me is this company is generating a ton of cash, and they can keep paying out that dividend to shareholders. They can keep raising that dividend for shareholders for a very long time. So while this is an opportunity here for capital appreciation, I think, $400 billion market cap is still very likely for this company over the next few years. So you can see some good gains there. The dividends are also probably going to keep increasing. This company was actually spun off from Abbott Laboratories, which has a rich history of paying and raising dividends. So I think that ABBV is going to continue on with that legacy and keep rewarding their shareholders. So yeah, I think this company has a lot going for it, but it's priced like nothing has changed, and it's still the same company it was back in 2017, which, guys, it's not. It's a much better business today. And I think Buffett clearly sees this. He sees, increasing revenues, increasing metrics, exploding free cash flow, a strong dividend. It's kind of a no-brainer play. So I get it. In a day and age when tech stocks, the Palantirs of the world, the Teslas of the world, the Neos of the world, these are the stocks that everyone wants to get into. You want to pile all your money into it. I get it. Those stocks do have a place in one's portfolio. However, to have a good hold on the market and really take advantage of when certain sectors are out of favor and certain sectors are in favor, like right now, you want to own stocks like ABBV because not only do they stabilize things for you and give you a sense of calm when there's panic and fear out there in the markets, but they also just provide you that consistency and those gains that we're looking for in any market condition. I do like some other plays in the healthcare sector as well. However, valuation perspective, it's very hard for me to justify a lot of the other names. ABBV just seems to be one that really sticks with me. I understand it good enough that I'm able to put my money in back the stock, and I think that, even at today's prices, it's looking pretty good. That being said though, I'll probably not be buying any more ABBV unless we dip to around the $90 range again, maybe a little bit below that. Because I've built out my position, I'm happy with where it sits, but if we get to lower prices, I'm going to be forced to buy more into the stock because I still see a lot more runway ahead, and it's just going to be too good of a deal to pass up. So I'm secretly hoping we drop a little lower, but I don't know if we really will. Anyways, guys, love to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. Are you on board here with Buffett, Dalio, myself here with ABBV? Or are you more of kind of a Johnson & Johnson person, a Merck, Pfizer, one of those type of stocks? Let me know what your favorite healthcare play is. I'd love to hear from you in the comment section down below. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to invest positively, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.